man, what the do y'all know about sports?
You are now listening to the Best Damn Sports Podcast. Period. Welcome back, everyone, to the What Do Women Know About Sports Podcast. I am Bree Nicole.
And I am Vicky D.
It's another month. When last time we were here? It was in February.
I don't remember.
It was the week of Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right.
It was in February.
Right. That was before.
About a month ago.
Yeah.
Because this is that same weekend.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going.
Life.
Yeah, life. Just started a new position.
Well, congratulations.
At the gig. Well, it's been 2 weeks, so I can't say.
I mean, that's still fairly new, though.
Yeah.
That's 2 weeks. That's still fairly new.
Yeah. But I'm gonna get there.
Well, we already know where I stand.
Death Row Records.
And I'm trying to get about, okay? All right. But yeah, so what has happened in that month? We've had the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Shout
out to the to the Chiefs.
Yeah, shout out. Mm-hmm.
I
did say my predictions were
you were wrong. I was correct.
Dang, I was rude.
Shout out to Rihanna. She's finna be a parent again.
All right.
Robin, we're never gonna get into music. She just
forget it.
Just hang it up at this point. Just hang it up. Beyonce's going on tour.
Yeah, I ain't get no ticket.
I was in the queue, but I knew I wasn't. No, so I was in the queue for a ticket, but I knew I wasn't going.
You just wanted to see if you could get in.
So I wanted to see.
Man,
so
you were wasting space for somebody else.
My friend said that too.
See?
She was like, "Why you in the queue wasting space?" I was legit in it. I was in it. So I had got in because I was trying to figure out how much like the cost.
Right.
So
did you find out?
That's why I was in the queue really just to see like what the price was going to be, just because us going was based on the price.
Got you.
Because I've seen her before.
Me too.
She's excellent live.
Me too.
I saw her doing the formation.
I'm not pressed.
I'm not pressed, right. And this wasn't really my favorite album, so I'm okay.
No, I love this album, but I'm like, I'm not finna be.
Wasn't my fave. It wasn't really.
Look, I'll wait till around that time and the ticket's still available. I see.
And to be honest, my favorite song is Cuff It, and they wore it out. I like the remix better because it's slow.
Oh, I like the remix that she did. The Wedded remix. Whatever. Yeah, I love that one.
So yeah, I'm not really pressed, but I was in the queue. Sorry if you didn't get a ticket.
So how much was it?
So what you were seeing online was not accurate at all. So the ticket and it was still seats available at like the in like the 100 level. So like the highest ticket I saw was like $150.
Oh,
that is not bad. Nosebleeds in like the mezzanine were like $50. So that still isn't bad.
If you want to just be in the atmosphere, in the.
So I will say if you want to just be there and just see her live to experience it, get you a nosebleed ticket. It's $50. Well, I can't say what's available still, but at the time it was. I knew it wasn't going to be bad because, I've been to one of her concerts before, so I knew it was not going to be overly priced like that.
Right.
But I knew I wasn't going because I just wasn't. This album to me just wasn't my favorite. But
she's not performing just those songs, so
I know, but I've seen her before, so I'm okay with not going. Okay. Like if she drops another album, I'm sure she will. Like in 5 or 10 years from now. And she goes on tour again, I would probably go see her again. But like my crew who I was gonna go with, it's like other things. They were like saying like, no, I'd rather go see this than go see that.
Right.
Because I'm going to see Janet.
I do want to see her. Yeah.
So I'm amped about seeing Janet. I'm going to R&B only when it comes to her. So it's
I don't see the point in that. I'm sorry.
I'm just going to hang out.
I can do that at home, but that's cool.
Well, it's just to get out. I just like to go out and hang out, just to see the people, vibe out. Okay. And wear a nice, cute outfit,
Hey.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's not really a concert. It's just like a DJ playing music. It's just the vibes. Just like a big old choir singing the song, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I get why people don't want to go, but it must have been a hit because they added 2 more days and those tickets sold out also.
They did.
So it was just other things that I was just like, okay, I don't really have to go see her. This really wasn't my favorite album. I'm okay. But so aside from Beyonce going on tour and that, we also had NBA All-Star.
Yeah.
It was a little boring.
Every year it gets boring.
Listen, the best thing about the skills contest was Mac McClung.
Winning that 3. He saved the dang on competition.
He saved the dunk contest.
The dunk contest. Yeah.
And Damian Lillard was the 3-point shooter.
Shout out.
I feel like he should have won. Like, he always got Dame time going. Might as well. It wasn't
the game itself. Whew.
I'm not even the game itself. The overall weekend.
I didn't see Friday. I didn't get.
I haven't saw Friday yet. I did record it. Just haven't watched it yet. But like Saturday, it wasn't spectacular. Like I wasn't like overly enthused about it. Like you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And I don't know what that is. So I'm like, is it me? Like maybe I'm getting out of basketball.
It's not
okay,
you.
Just trying to make sure
because a ton of people feel the same way.
Okay, it just wasn't overly enthusiastic. It wasn't. The game was very lackluster. And you know what's crazy is because we like the new way the game is played.
Yeah.
In previous years, like when they switched to that method, we've liked it. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it was about this year's game.
I don't know.
It wasn't fun.
Like they don't be wanting to injure themselves, and they don't. I don't know. I feel like they just don't want to injure themselves mostly. Know. But like back then, they actually played defense.
They did. I'm like,
you got the best of the best out here, supposedly. You got the best of the best out here. It's supposed to be a whole show. Like, you got the best players on this court right now. All-stars on this court right now.
Yeah.
Y'all not playing defense? Defense was what makes the games.
I just wasn't, I don't know. I wasn't, like, overly enthusiastic about it. It wasn't. But shout out to Jason Tatum. He was the MVP.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. I wasn't enthused. I'm sorry. And typically after All-Star is when teams pick up their play like for the rest of the season just because they know like the playoffs is near. Mm-hmm. Games still have been boring.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
I used to
So here's the thing. Here's what I think it is for us because like not saying we're old, but we are used to like a certain caliber,
right?
And we are used to certain players. Those players who we loved are now retiring. So these new players, we haven't got around to gel with them yet. So I don't think we like them.
And it's every decade is a different style of play.
And like, the people now, I also don't care for their attitudes like that either. I'm not saying, listen, be confident in what you do on the court because that is your job. But sometimes that confidence turns into being extra cocky and it doesn't translate. So I think the thing for us, it might be is the fact that like the players who we grew up on are phasing out.
Yeah, I mean.
And these new people just haven't caught our attention and we don't like it.
Yeah, saying it's just like, with music thing, but that's.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, that's true. Cause I mean, like kids today, they probably looking at this like this is the coolest thing, like,
and it's not
right. Ain't it?
Listen. So I can say to me, it is not the coolest thing because like I watched the game when it was like an Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, Kobe, like LeBron and his early, yeah,
right.
And that is a plus for us to say because we don't even. That's a plus for us.
Kevin Garnett's and the Paul Pierce,
the Ray Allen,
man.
Like when Kevin Durant, Westbrook, and Harden were all on the Thunder. That was an error.
There's a lot of errors, yeah.
That was an error. You know what I'm saying? So now with them all being in different places, which is fine, it's different. So we were around for a different era of play, a different vibe, and it's just not the same. and I know things are ever changing. You have to constantly adjust and move with the time. But we just haven't got there yet, and so I think that we would get there eventually. But right now, it's not sticking.
These players ain't
It's not sticking. I don't feel like, and maybe I can be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. I don't feel like they have the same heart. I feel like they in it now, like for the
money,
the
and
glitz and the glamour. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not about that. It's not. Like, I could be wrong, but that's what I get.
They're not disciplined.
Yeah.
Ooh, and we gonna
because
get...
like what an era it was to see a Tim Duncan, a Tony Parker. What was his name? I can picture his face.
I know who you're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't think of his name.
What was
now.
his name? Was it Manu?
Manu Ginobili. Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a vibe.
The Spurs, when they had their little run
with Pop.
Yeah,
that was a time. Or when there was a Kobe, a Pau Gasol, a Shannon Brown, a Ron a Derek Fisher.
Like.
that was the time. So it's a different time now. So maybe we just haven't got there yet, and hopefully we get there fast.
I don't know, but I'm optimistic.
I
don't know, for some reason,
am.
The last few years, I just was not feeling it. Like, usually I would tune in to watch a basketball game.
And now we just wait till like playoffs, because it's the most exciting thing.
They're not playing with passion no more. Like,
they don't. I just told you what it was. They in it for the glitz and the glamour. They in it for, hey, I'm in the NBA now. Okay, all right.
Speaking of the Kobe's and the Pau Gasols, shout out to Pau Gasol.
Shout out to him.
Not Paul, Pau Gasol.
Pau. You know. Shout out to him.
So, he got his jersey retired in the rafters.
It's next to Kobe.
And next to Kobe's, yeah. Next to his 8 and 24. Yeah.
His buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch his retirement ceremony, but I did see clips. Mm-hmm. I saw that Vanessa... she was also there.
Yeah.
But she had a little video played on where she played a video of Kobe speaking about Pau in really high regard. Mm-hmm. I feel like Kobe spoke highly of him anyway. And so Kobe in the video was just saying that he could not wait until Pau's jersey is retired. It's gonna be a time, and like he cannot wait like for that moment.
That was so
and so it's bittersweet because Kobe is not here to experience it. But just to see the video of him talking about him in such high regard,
right? You
can tell that they were more than just teammates. They grew into a family. It was a brotherhood. Yeah. They were family. So shout out to Pau Gasol. Mm-hmm. And it was like a mini reunion because like I saw like Lamar Odom was there. I didn't mention him previously.
Oh, what?
Well, like when I was talking about different eras,
yeah. Oh yeah, he was a beast back then. But yeah, that's So yeah, speaking of a lot of people came.
Yeah,
to, celebrate him.
Yeah.
So Gasol, he's the second Spaniard to play in the NBA. Mm-hmm. And the first one to appear in the finals, so shout out to him. So he was greeted by several teammates from the Spanish national team.
Okay.
I think some of them played in the NBA if I'm not mistaken. But like Felipe Reyes, Juan Carlos Navarro, but yeah, so
a ton of people.
Yeah, and then like you said, Lamar Odom was there. Sasa Vujacic.
Yeah,
remember him?
Yeah.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Derek Fisher.
And he was smiling.
Shut up.
He was smiling.
Shut up.
Hey.
We got Josh Powell, James Worthy, and then the longtime trainer Gary Vitti. Mm-hmm. And a surprise visit from Jimmy Butler.
I saw that video.
Yeah.
It was such a sweet, like a sweet moment. So I did see that little video.
Yep. So yeah, they played together on the Bulls for a few years. Yeah. So
shout out to Pau Gasol.
Yeah.
Like he had an awesome career. I know that he's been to the Olympics a few times and played against the USA men's national team.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I know Kobe on one of the tapes, like doing the
it was
drinking, the
it was a
documentary.
08, yeah, 08.
And people was like, that's your teammate, and he was like, and he ran through him like during the game because like during this game, like we are not teammates. You are the opponent,
clearly.
but like even still, there was a brotherhood, and so shout out to Pau Gasol. His wife was there, and their daughter.
Yep.
I saw Jeannie Buzz. I saw Vanessa. It was a good moment. It was really sweet, and he was emotional when he was talking about Kobe.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to him.
Shout out Phil Jackson, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah.
Oh my God, what an era!
I know. So Gasol, he is the 12th player in the franchise history to have his number honored, joining the greats such as Wilt Chamberlain, George Mikan, Kareem, and Shaquille.
Shaq.
Yeah. So yeah, congrats to him. He deserves it. Hopefully, he'll get in the Hall of Fame.
I think he will. Oh, yeah. I think he will. Yeah. He definitely will.
Yeah. Switching topics. Speaking of players who,
bad attitudes.
Yeah, and, about the flashy lifestyle. Yeah. Your boy Ja Morant. Oh my God. Yeah. What's going on?
I don't know.
What's going
Here's
on?
my thing, and he has so much talent, but he needs to. So I don't know if he has a lot of yes men around him.
Hanging out with the wrong crowd.
But in life, if you are only associating like yourself with yes people, then those are not the people for you. You have to have a group of people around you who are going to support you, but also check you when need be. And I don't think he has that around him. I don't even think his dad is doing that. And his dad needs to be the one to do it. And I don't think he's doing that.
Get off them sidelines.
Right, get off the sideline trying to be his friend.
You hear me?
Be a parent. Especially because, like, he's a parent, too. Like, come on. Come on.
So,
come on. It's a... I don't know. I don't know.
So, yeah. I don't follow Ja Morant, so I don't be
either.
knowing what he be doing on his lives.
He cocky though. I would say that.
Yeah. So he was this like last Saturday?
It was last week.
Last week, yeah. So he was on live. He appeared to have. Well, he was in a nightclub first of all without a shirt. Okay.
Cause sir, why? Let's start there.
Right.
In Colorado.
In Denver. Yeah.
Is it not cold? Let's talk about it.
So yeah, he's in a nightclub, and he's appearing to hold a gun.
He flashed it.
Yeah.
He thought he was a rapper.
Some would say that he has a right, if it's legal, he has a right to, bear arms, have a gun, whatever.
That's fine.
But
to be flashing it.
But I'm not gonna say the face right now, but you're representing the National Basketball Association.
Not even that, the Grizzlies organization, like.
But in total, the NBA.
Yeah. But like if we go to like narrow that down, most people go to Memphis games probably for you.
No, they are.
I'm trying to be polite. And so for you to be doing stuff like this, why? So the NBA originally, the Grizzlies suspended him for 2 games originally. But now I hear it's been a couple more games.
4 games.
Yeah.
So he did apologize. He, wrote that. Whoever told him to write that, he wrote him.
Yeah, whoever told him to write that.
He apologized for his actions.
It was scripted.
So he said he would take time away to get help and work on learning better methods of dealing with stress and my overall well-being. Didn't know you were stressed. But yeah, so the Memphis head coach said that there's no timetable for his return. He will miss at least 4 more games.
On top of the 2.
Meaning he won't return no earlier than March 17th.
So
that he will return no earlier than March 17th.
So that's next week.
Basically. Yeah. So the police department in
They
Colorado,
are not going to charge him.
they're not going to charge him because there's no
But he was under
probable
investigation.
cause.
But he was under investigation at first, which is a problem.
Yeah, but he's under investigation in the NBA though.
Oh.
They're doing an investigation because I mean, so as far as the CBA states, it states that players are prohibited from carrying firearms while physically present at a facility or venue owned. Yeah, so you can't have a gun. Yeah. They can face a fine or suspension if they're violating
So
that
players
rule.
cannot own their own weapon?
They can't, they're prohibited from carrying the firearms while at a facility or a venue owned.
Okay.
Operated or being used by a team, NBA. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can't have a gun.
Okay. I don't know. So what do you think about this whole ordeal?
He young. He's very young. And like you said, he's probably hanging out with the wrong crowd.
For
You
sure.
know, like, I don't feel like he should be, because he signed a 5-year contract for $230 million. So I feel like he shouldn't lose anything from this. I just think he needs to learn from what's going on. Just take that time away to just kind of regroup, figure out, what you need to figure out, and learn from that, and don't let it happen again. But I don't think he should be like punished.
I don't.
Like, severely for that, because I mean there are other players who speaking of the last player this has happened to was Gilbert Arenas, if you remember.
He's an idiot.
Let's not bring that up, but remember he brought 4 unloaded guns in the locker room.
Yeah. I mean,
But-
so I'm not saying that he should be like banned.
That's what
But
I
I feel like it is a consequence for your actions.
it is.
Yeah.
You 23 years old, you grown, you should know better.
So it's definitely a consequence for your action, especially being a person like that is high profile like you. You gotta make better decisions.
Yeah,
You definitely gotta make better decisions.
especially for your family. Like, think about your family, your daughter. Like come
It's
on,
no
man.
problem with you carrying your firearm, fine, but don't be doing stuff like that with it.
But this isn't like the first incident that he's been in, though.
It's not.
It's been several others
Within like this time span.
It's been like at least 3 times. One of them was he apparently roughed up a teenager at a pickup basketball game at his home. And then there was an incident with his sister. I guess his sister and some other girl was going back and forth, and they called each other the B word. It was altercation, and he rounded up. Well, so she ended up contacting him, and then it was him, his mom, dad, and then some other dudes that came try to, bum rush the kids. Like, you can't do that.
Over teenage drama.
Come on, bro.
Over teenage drama.
Come on, man.
Clearly, his
Like,
parents aren't good examples.
I don't
either.
understand.
Clearly.
I don't understand, but yeah, like
But I will say, regarding this Ja Morant incident, I appreciate what Jalen Rose said. He spoke very well about how like he felt like Ja Morant is him when he was younger, but he was also saying that he needs to grow up in like not so many words. He needs to grow up in not so many words. So hopefully these particular game suspensions or whatever time he takes away from playing, he really sits and thinks about his choices,
right,
and also about the people he has around him.
Yeah,
because clearly a change needs to be made, whether it's internal or it's whoever you got around you. These might not be the best people for you, because I feel like if your parents are also doing like some of the things that you're doing, like I'm going to jump like little kids, you might need to I'm not saying like dump your parents, but you might need to evaluate like I guess how involved like they would be in your life, especially with the life that you're living and being a high profile, like legit NBA
you got
player.
your dad, like, I mean, I know they didn't he get into it with Shannon Sharp?
Yes, and sometimes
like,
your parents could be your
man.
downfall too.
I mean, they
Gotta
hugged
grow
it out,
up.
but like still, like
Like sometimes, like your parents can be your downfall. Like I feel like his dad, especially, 'cause like we only ever see him sometimes. I feel like he is like so fixated on, oh, my son is Ja Morant, he this and that, and so he doesn't want to do anything to like jeopardize his courtside seating. Sir, be a parent.
silly.
You gotta be a parent first. So I hope he learned from this. A lot of people like the way he plays the game. He's a great player.
I said this earlier, like in like earlier shows. I think he's a great player.
Great player.
Like I felt like he was the most exciting player right now
Yeah.
that I would watch. But his
He got bad
antics and
attitude.
stuff, like,
Yeah.
hey, come on, man.
He gotta grow up. Especially because like the rest of his team is they are all young too. The whole team gotta grow up.
Huh.
And speaking of that,
Speaking of,
the whole team
teammates.
has to grow up. Dillon Brooks.
bruh, like what? Dillon Brooks and Draymond Green. Woo.
Now, here's my thing with it. We all know Draymond is a big shit talker. But Draymond has the accolades to back it up.
Okay.
He do.
Okay. Keep going.
What has Dillon Brooks done?
Well, I mean, some could say Draymond Green has those accolades because of who he plays with.
But if you think about like Draymond is the playmaker, like he a lot of times brings the ball up the court. It's running through him. Now we may not always see that. Now he sometimes like does mess up, be shooting wild threes he should not be shooting. We know this. But if we're gonna be honest, it's running through him. It's running through him. He is like a sound of reason for the team. He talk a lot for a reason.
Okay.
He probably be talking hot shit, but it works like for their organization. If the head of GM for the Warriors did not think that he was a pivotal player, they would have been let him go.
Right.
They are keeping Draymond there for a reason. They must know he's a caliber like asset to the team as a collective.
Right.
Dillon Brooks, what have you done?
So, do you know how it all started?
He said that he doesn't like the Warriors, Dillon Brooks.
Because they played recently against each other, right?
They played last night also on,
Right.
Yesterday was the 9th. But they played before that, and Dillon Brooks was just like, I don't like Draymond Green, I don't like the Warriors.
Yeah, he said he don't like Golden State. He says, I don't like anything to do with them. Draymond talks a lot, gets away with a lot too. His game is cool with Golden State. But if you put him anywhere else, you're not going to know who Draymond is.
Are you sure?
He plays with heart, plays hard, knows the in and outs of their defense. I guess that's why they like him over there.
Okay.
This whole thing is just so funny to me because why? So basically,
And Draymond responded.
he did, obviously. We gonna get to that. But so there's been like a rivalry.
And I don't even understand why.
Right. That's why I said.
Because like here's my thing. Yes, like Memphis have been to the play-in. They booted Golden State. I think the first year the play-in happened. But I think like I don't think Clay was back yet. Whatever. Regardless, you guys have not made it far in the playoffs. And this
Yeah, I mean, they may have a chance this year because they like tied for second or third or something like that. Yeah.
But it still has to translate into playoff basketball. And I stand on that. However, we live in an era where your accolades speak volume, right? And many people are big on saying things like, well, championships don't matter. They count. They matter. So I don't care like what you have to say about the Warriors or like what kind of team that they have, Draymond Green as an individual. None of them, they all started there. They were there when Golden State wasn't even an idea to most of us. So they built that into a championship team. Now, granted, one of those years was with Kevin Durant. If you want to put an asterisk by it, by all means. I probably wouldn't, but that's just me. I'm biased to Kevin Durant. Hey, the Memphis Grizzlies haven't really done anything like for me to want to be like, yeah, this is a real rivalry. It's not. This is pretend in somebody's mind that they need to let it go.
I don't know who started that whole rivalry thing,
because
I don't see it.
Very false. It's not a real thing.
Well, so it kind of started last season during the Western Conference semifinals when Brooks was ejected for a flagrant foul 2 on Gary Payton II in Game 3.
As he should have.
Brooks was suspended for 1 game for that play that broke Payton's elbow. I remember that.
I did. And
I remember that.
And his team was trying to act like, oh, this wasn't a big deal. It very much was a big deal.
Yeah, I remember.
Very big deal.
So remember that. And so that's when the Warriors advanced 4-2. And Gary Payton didn't return until the NBA Finals. But that's kind of how it all started. And then I guess it just kind of bled on to this season.
And I think it's because, like, you remember when somebody injures an important player, like, on your team, especially to the point where they break something.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
And Dillon Brooks gives off dirty player.
So, like you said, Draymond Green obviously is going to respond to this foolishness. I
watched what he said, too.
Do you watch his podcast?
I don't, but I
need to.
I watched that. I definitely watched that.
Yeah,
he talked for like a good 6 minutes about him.
Did he? Okay, so on the Draymond Green show, which I need to see, he said about Brooks, he called him an idiot and a clown. Green's comments were a direct response to Brooks' recent interview where Dillon just said, I don't like Draymond at all. So, and that's when he said he was an idiot and he was a clown. He also said, Draymond Green said, I quite frankly wouldn't like a team that beats me all the time either.
Hello?
He said, you were a little kid in high school watching us win championships. You should be happy that you even witnessed that. You're a fan.
And another one.
Oh, man. He also said, if you ever wonder why the Memphis Grizzlies is not ready to compete for a championship, look no further than this idiot right here. Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
He's also questioning his basketball IQ. He says you're not running around talking about a dynasty. The dynasty starts after you, not with you.
Hey, Draymond definitely went in.
He said he likes dynasty-like players. They aren't clowns. It doesn't work when building a dynasty. Oh, my God. This is so childish.
It's very childish. But it makes for good TV.
It does. It makes the rivalry.
But I'm not impressed with Dillon Brooks, though.
Like you said, it's a young team.
It's a young team.
I think they're just doing this just because, like, there is no reason for this.
It's such a young team. It's very much given, like high school basketball rivalry at this point. And this isn't even a real rivalry. I wouldn't even, if we're talking rivalry with the Warriors, it would not be the Memphis Grizzlies to me.
So there's more. So you said they played past Thursday, which was the 9th?
Yeah.
Right. So if you watch the game, if you're gonna, versus, Draymond versus Dillon, apparently Dillon won that war. And then he also had more to say.
He did.
He said the comments that Draymond said on his podcast didn't offend him. And he says because he's a better player than him. To back that up,
it's all subjective.
It is, but to back that up, he said he could do the same stuff that Draymond does, plus score and call out opponents' plays. He called Draymond's job easy and just showing up to work.
Now, I will say the Grizzlies did win yesterday.
They did.
Without
Ja Morant and a few other players who are injured.
Which is surprising because they are down some heavy hitters.
They are. They really are.
But then again, the Warriors been sucky of like for a minute this season too. I'm not even gonna hold y'all.
They might end up just going ahead and making it. That's what they do.
That's what the Warriors do. That's what makes them special for some reason.
They did a blue planet,
Like when they
and
have
then,
a
like, all
perfect
of a sudden-
season, they don't win. But then like when they suck throughout the season,
they find a way to.
but it's because they are a championship team. Like they know, like
yeah,
they know what they switch
what it
is.
takes to get to that point. Yeah.
But Dillon Brooks, he also said, keep doing his podcast. It's cute for him.
I saw that too. Yeah.
Then he said, I'm not out there getting into physical altercations with my teammates.
No, yeah.
I know I'm a better player than him.
Mm-hmm.
This is a stupid. It's so childish.
So dumb.
So childish.
Oh, and then he also Brooks also got at Curry a little bit.
Like,
Yeah.
sir,
Yeah. Mhm. So he said Brooks tried to talk trash to Curry. And Curry would just laugh, which is something I would do.
that's all. Yeah.
Like what the heck.
Like, who are you?
Yeah, he would go to trash talk Curry, and was telling him that he couldn't score on him in a one-on-one situation. And Brooks was like, Curry, he needs a ball screen. Wow. So he can't score without a screen. He feeling himself.
His whole entire team is like that though. It's crazy.
But so Dillon Brooks he's not on social media. So his teammates was like filling him in and showing him videos of what happened. So that's yeah. Of course they got his back.
I mean, as you should, like you a team,
right? Yeah. So,
but also tell your teammate this whole thing is stupid. Be honest with your teammate. This is stupid. Like let's grow up here, people. Let's grow up. Cause I don't like it.
They might make me have to tune in one of them games. Yeah.
But it does make for good TV. It's very entertaining. And sports are entertainment. So
yeah.
Here's where we are in the game of sports.
Yeah. So that's it.
I mean,
that's all we have. So
how do you feel about the Grizzlies as a whole, with like the Ja Morant thing, with this Dillon Brooks and Draymond? Like, what do you think the Grizzlies need to do as an organization to grow up?
I mean,
it's just them being young.
They're gonna grow up eventually. They'll be all right. They'll be all right.
Maybe. Possibly. They need to get there quick though. Cause I'm tired of it. I'm tired of Ja Morant and his. I'm just tired of all of it. I'm tired of all of it. It's.
Look, maybe that's what we need because it's boring. So
it is a little boring.
As long as it don't end in no confrontation, no physical altercation.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever. Talk. Whatever. I don't care.
Before we go, March Madness is approaching.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all do y'all brackets for women and the men. It is approaching. My favorite time of the year.
Yeah. You still rooting for
UConn?
Yeah.
Always.
Yep.
Always.
And then on the men's side?
I don't know yet.
Oh.
I'm a bandwagon team.
Oh God.
Thank you. I don't know yet. Okay. I like the underdogs. I like a Cinderella story. So we just got to see what's going to happen. But I am going to always root for UConn.
Okay.
But I also like Dawn Staley's team. She's great. I like LSU with Kim Mulkey. I do like that. I do. So you just never know. And then the WNBA, it is slowly approaching. Brittany Griner will be making her debut.
All right.
Shout out to BG. So like make sure
y'all. And what team is she on again?
The Phoenix Mercury.
Right. Okay.
So make sure y'all are keeping up to date and staying with these little things, like staying with the things like that are happening. This will be the first season without Sue Bird. I'm just really curious.
Aww.
I'm curious because I want to know like how long does Diana? How long will she continue to play? Mm-hmm. So like Sue was a year older.
Okay.
I think she was a year or two older. Yeah. So like how long will DT continue to play? Now she's great at what she does. I love it. But is there a stopping point? Because I feel the same way about LeBron. Is there a stopping point? You gotta be.
Yeah, they got You
gotta be.
They
a
don't
stopping
know
point
when
somewhere.
they got to. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. If you do not, make sure that you are following us on the YouTube. The YouTube, it is WDWKAS Podcast, and that is also the Instagram.
Mm-hmm. And the Twitter is WhatDoWomen01, and that's KNO, the number 1.
Within the Instagram bio, there is a link to our link tree that has all of our other like social media, the articles. Make sure you check those out as well, and the merch. As always, I'm Bree Nicole.
And I'm Vicky D.
We shall see y'all next week. Peace. You are now listening to the Best Damn Sports Podcast. Period.